All right, so now let's look at example 2. So from this here, we have solved the equation, negative 3x squared plus 5x plus 9 is equal to 0. So let's check our steps. It is in quadratic because our highest exponent is a 2. Our equation is also set equal to 0, which is great. So that means that step number 3 is now to identify A, B, and or C values. So just because of the space that I need here and the markers is not that thin, I'm going to rewrite the question. Again, you do not need to rewrite it because you have some space there. But right above or below this equation, I want you guys to rewrite ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Because remember, now we have to identify our a, b, and our c values. So once we write in our equation in this form, our standard form equation, then we're able to match up directly above to see what our a, b, and our c values are. So we have a is equal to negative 3, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to 9. So now again, we go back to our formula, which is again right here, quadratic formula, and it's also in your foldable. We're going to write in x equals the opposite of b, or negative b is 5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 5, minus 4 times a, which is negative 3, and c, which is 9, all over, or all of that divided by 2 times negative 3, or 2a. So notice again, every time that we're going to substitute these values, you need to make sure that you are leaving those parentheses in, because at some point this number here is going to be a negative, and you do not want to leave that out. So I know this represents that this is a positive, which is what we have. Part of the formula is a negative. So we leave the negative there in the front. All right, so now we go to our calculator. And again, we go to home page, press 1 for new document, no. All right, so remember that the plus or minus means that we have to separate this equation or expression into two different things here. So we have negative 5. So we have a fraction first, so we got to make sure we do the fraction. So control divide, negative, parentheses, 5, plus square root, which is control and x to the power of 2, 5 squared minus 4 times AC all over 2a. Let's just make sure these numbers match. Select it, enter, and that's our first value. And if you get a decimal, that's fine. I know that I've mentioned that we are working with fractions, but in this case, that's absolutely fine. Then again, we're going to copy and paste because we need the minus. So like that, put minus, enter. And so now these are the two solutions that we have here. Now again, if this is something that you were to graph onto your calculator, so the same equation here with the plus y at the end, these are the two exact zeros that you would get also as the values that cross the x-axis or your solutions. So let's just write that here. So x is equal to negative 1.09 and 2.76. 2.76. And that's it for example 2.